Okay, welcome to today's session. We're going to be talking about isometric drawing using AUTOCAD. This session we're going to be talking about isometric drawing using AUTOCAD. So, yes, I'm ready, and I believe all of us are ready too. So let's just get started without further ado. So to do this, let's create a new file because let's create a new file like we all know how to do. Wow, it's taking much time than it should. Okay, here we are. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about isometric drawings. Does anyone here have an idea what it means? So, if an idea, I need definitions on the chat box. You have an idea what it means? Yes, bring them on, I need them. Using the chat box, drop your own, it can be personalized definition or something you must have seen somewhere or something you must have been taught before now. Just drop, I need the ideas, I need the ideas on the table. Okay, I'll just explain it. Well, it is a way to represent three-dimensional objects. Okay. Yes, I can see that. Say, isometric drawings are drawing in 30 and 60 degrees. Wow, I like that one. Also, to add to that, it is a method of representing three-dimensional objects on paper. So let's say you want to draw an object and you want this object to be in 3D. You want it to be in 3 dimensions. Okay, you want to see the length, you want to see the breadth, you want to see the height, the volume, also any of those things. You use isometric drawing to represent these things. And in AutoCAD, it is quite easy to actually draw, to make isometric drawings in AutoCAD. It's easy. So we're just going to start a new drawing, like I've done. So I don't know why my cursor decides to land on the screen. I'm just going to turn off this to turn off the grid. Yes. So I think it's a bit stable right now. So can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please use the chat box because we're going straight to practicals. So I'm not going to be talking much more of theory and that. I'm just going to be talking with you. Okay, they can all see my screen. Cheesy. I like when you respond. Okay. Now, let's get this. To make isometric drawings in AutoCAD, you need to turn on something. You need to turn on the ISO mode, the ISO drafting mode. And how do you do that? There are several ways to do that. See this icon here? This is the isometric drafting mode, ISO draft. You can turn this. Currently, you can see its current status is off. Sorry about that. You can see the current status of this is turned off. So you can actually bring that on. And how do you do that? Either you use any of these options right here. Of course, it's not turned on, so you can't see it. So you need to turn it on. And how do you turn it on? You use a command, ISO draft. And if you cannot see this icon, of course, you know what to do. You have to go over here and toggle it on. It's usually around here. See it here. Isometric drafting. Yes, you can see it going on and off, like so as I am toggling this. So that is it. If you want to see that, so I have to drop it down. And here we have that options, those options rather. So we're going to go straight to the work. Now, if you want to turn your ISO drafting mode on, all you need to do is to input the command ISO draft. ISO draft. Now, ISO draft will give you some questions. How do you want it? If you want it to be aligned to the left plane, if you want it to be aligned to the right plane, if you want it to align to the top plane and all that. And you see currently it highlighted the orthographic projection. What this means is that you can only use 2D projection here. That means if you're looking at the top, if you're looking from the top, you only see the top view and you won't see other sides. If you're looking from the left, you only see the left view and you won't see other sides. If you're looking from the right, you only see the right view and not other side. That's what it means right here. It's using the orthographic projection. Now you want to make sure it is in any of these. So you want to turn any of these on. So you have to remove it from the orthographic projection. Do you understand? If you understand this, please type understood as we go, as we move on. Okay, I didn't understood. Any other person understands? Okay, I should come again, no problem. I will do that. Now, for you to use the isometric drawing, or for you to draw in isometric mode, you need to turn on something in AutoCAD. And like I said before now, it's either, if your isometric drafting mode is on, you can then select any of the planes you want to work on. I will explain this a little bit later, so don't rush me. Now, for you to work on any of these planes and to succeed in it, even if I click on top plane or left plane, you will still see me. Okay. Let me Control Z to undo that. Yes, we're back off like ISO mode is turned on. Now, if you want to work on any of those planes, you need to turn them on. And there are several ways to turn them on, like I said. And if you cannot see this icon, right here, you have to go over to the settings, to the toggle rather, and toggle it on. We have it somewhere on it. Okay, see it here. So you have to toggle it on. Do you understand up to that point? Okay. Now, for you to work on any of those planes, if let's do ISO draft, for you to work on any of those planes, so there's a command called ISO draft, right? And it's the same, it does the same thing that this icon here do. So I'm just going to make an enter with ISO draft, and it is asking me to choose any of these options. If I want to work on the ISO plane left or top or right and all that. You know, since it's an isometric view, we have the top view, we have the left view, we have the right view and all. So if it is as it is on the screen, so if it is highlighted that, okay, this is set to the orthographic projection, it means that you will only be working on one plane at a time, and you will only be seeing that plane, that particular plane. So currently is at orthographic, I will select that. If I make any drawing, you will only see the XY plane because the orthographic view is set in place. So now you want it to be that, okay, I want to be working in 2D, but I want it to be isometric. That means I want to see both the left and the top plane while working on the right plane. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I will explain it graphically. So now I'm going to turn on the ISO mode, ISO draft, and then I will move away from the orthographic projection and go to, let's say, the left plane. Now you see the cursor changes, and it's showing you that, yes, you're working on the left plane. You see the X and Y as is represented with the orange and green lines, respectively. If you can see this, please comment using the chat box, sing. Okay, okay. Yes, they can see it. Okay, Cheesy, I've seen it. Waiting for some other person. What else can you see this? Okay, 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 okay. Yes, they've seen it. Now, let me just save this. I'm trying to save one image I will be using today. Save. And then also have to save this. Saving it. Okay, now let's get there. So you can see my cursor like so. Now, for me to explain all I just said, I will need to work on a project, and let's work on a very simple cube. Let's work on a very simple cube. We are going to give this cube our own personalized dimension to start with. Okay, let's do this, and I'll go to this folder, like so, and select zoom session. Can you see this? Can you see this? Okay. Now, if you can see, this is an isometric representation of a cube or a box, like most people will call it. You see the box, all sides are equal, and they are equal to 40 on all sides. They are equal to 40. Please, just give me a moment. Let me sort out something. I think I have an issue. Go back. If you can still see my screen. Wow. I think there's something wrong somewhere. Okay. I know you cannot see my screen right now. I'll put it back on. And let's use this one. Share. Okay, you can see this cube, right? If you can see this cube, please use the chat box. Say yes, yes. You can see the cube. Okay, now you can see the dimension in there is 40 on all sides. That means it is a cube actually. It's a box. It is all sides are equal. And you can see that they made this 30 degrees, and here 30 degrees. This was supposed to be minus 30 degrees actually, because it's on this other side. So they made this 30 degrees. Let's say this is the origin, and they made this 30 degrees, and this other side 30 degrees. So you can see that this is actually drawn with just lines. And it is drawn on the 2D space, not a 3D object. But the way they represented it, it is being seen as if it has form. It is being seen as a 3D object. But they achieved this thing using isometric drawing. Now you can do isometric drawing in AutoCAD. Yes, people do it in mechanical engineering practice. They do it in introductory technology. I think they do that. Which other one? Technical drawing, yeah. So today we're going to be using AutoCAD to achieve this, and it is very, very simple. So we're just going to go straight to the point, and let's get started. share. I have to add my AutoCAD screen to it. So do that AutoCAD. Right now, okay. So if you can see my AutoDeck screen, please say seen. Like seen. Okay. Okay, now let's get there. That's box. Let me just do something here. I need to bring that image in. I will have to insert it. I will attach it. And let me go look for that image. Is that it? But this is not it. Celestine, I know you're familiar with this, but just please bear with me. So let's see, not this one, not this one, this one, yes. Okay. Okay, now we have this. And we have it like so. So now you can see that it has a top view, it has a front view and a left view. So this is the left. Just look at it like you're looking at your screen right now. We have the left view, which is this left side. We have the top view, which is this part, and we have the front view, which is this part, like so. So now we are going to, first of all, work on one of the parts. So we're going to choose where we're going to start from. Mind you, we're not going to draw anything angles. Yeah, we're not going to rotate it to 30 degrees. If you select the left view, it will produce as the left view is being seen. If you go over to the top view, it will go that way. Now, you can see this icon right here. You can switch your views like so. So let's say you want to work on the left view, select this left, isoplane left. You want to work on the top view, select isoplane top and right. Now let's start from this particular point like so. So I'm going to use the line tool. So I'll select the line tool. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? If you can, please use the chat box. If you can hear me and if you can see my screen, please use the chat box. Okay, okay. So we're going to start from the left. I select the line tool and I start anywhere I want. Like so. That means you can see this. And this is not good. Would you see that? No, you couldn't. Okay. We'll start here. And I need to draw the first line. All the lines are of 40. The length of all the lines there are 40. So I'm just going to draw 40 all along F8 to make it straight, because I want to achieve a straight line. And I type 40. Enter. Wow, it's very, very small. So I'm going to resize this image to fit in that size so I can zoom in. I'll just hold it and scale it down. Let's see if that will do the trick. Let's see if I can use grip. It doesn't work that way, so I have to scale it down. I'll do 0.025. Okay, so I think that will work. Moving close to my line. Okay, like so. Okay, if you can see this now, please use the chat box to say sing. Type sing, type sing, type sing. Okay, now let's get started. I have to draw a line, start from any point. My first line will be of length 40. Remember, we're working on the left plane currently. That means we're working on just this side. We're working on just this side now. We're working on this left plane. So I pick a line, continue where I stop. And I go this way by 40 units, come down by 40, and connect by 40. You see that? We've drawn the left plane. Did you see that? Was I too fast? Did you see that? Okay, I think you saw that. Okay, now let's go over to the top plane. Now see, I want to draw this top plane, and it's quite easy. All you have to do is just switch from your isoplane left to isoplane top. Or alternatively, you can actually use your F5 function key to switch between all the planes as listed. So you see, currently I just went to the top plane. If you can look down here, you see the changes. Look down here, you see the changes. I just moved to the top plane, close to the command line, you see the changes. Let me switch again. Using my F5, I just switched to the right plane. Using the F5 again, I can switch back to the left plane. But F5 cannot switch you back to the orthographic mode or orthographic projection. Do you understand? If you understood this, please type understand using the chat box. Does anyone understand? Do I have to repeat that? Okay, understood. Yeah, I'm much on that. Okay, I'll go by again. I'll go by it again. Now, I believe you heard when I was talking about the drawings and how to achieve that. So you just pick a line. First of all, you need to start somewhere. You can decide to start from the front. You can decide to start from the top. You can decide to start from the left plane. So now, anywhere you want to start, you need to select that plane from the ISO plane icon here. You have to drop this menu down and select any of the plane you want to start from. Let's say you want to start from the top. So you select ISO plane top. And you draw your lines of all the dimensions as shown. Then 40, and we're done. Do you understand to this point? Okay. Now, the next thing to do now is that I will have to draw on other planes, like the left and the front plane. So now, to do this, I can go over to my ISO plane like so and change it to any of the plane I want to work on, in this case, the left plane. Or I can switch using my F5 function key on my keyboard. And then I'll switch all the planes. As you can see, the cursor is changing, and it is also indicating here that, okay, you switch to the top plane, and you see the cursor is showing like it's the top plane. And if you see, this is the right plane, showing that, okay, you will draw on the right. Now, this is the left plane, showing that, okay, you'll be drawing from this side. Do you understand? Do you understand this? Using the F5 function key, you can switch each plane, like so. Using the F5 function key, you can switch each plane. Okay, now I can continue. So now I want to draw on the right plane. So I just go to my line 2, and I select the right plane. I'll have to click on this node to snap to it. And then I draw down by 40 units. Draw this way by 40. Upwards by 40, and then we have it like so. And now you can see we've gotten the top and the right view. Now we need to get this left view. How do I do that? Just toggle to the left view, and you see it's so. Now I select my line tool, and I snap to any of these points. In this case, this one, and I impute the dimensions as given, and I just connect, like so. So we have an isometric representation of this cube. So you can see this plane, you can see this plane, you can also see this plane. Do you understand this explanation, or should I go over it again? If you understand this, please type understood. Oluwatosin, are you still with us? I believe you're still with us. Chizi Amadi, Omorishola. Oh, Celeste Edidion is not on this call anymore. Okay, we continue. Okay, okay. Thank you very much for your response. Okay, now we have to continue to other projects to actually cement the idea of this isometric drawings. So now we need to work on another project, and for the next project, I'm going to be coming up with another picture. So let me go get the picture now. I have to delete this one because we've achieved this. Deleted. Now let's go insert another image so we can work on it. I'll go to insert. We want to insert. Of course, you can insert a PDF, you can insert, you can attach. And now we want to attach an image, so just go to the attach. Okay. And then this time, let's see. Let's work on this. This is quite scary, right? But it's not scary anyway. Yes, okay. Scale, specify on screen. I don't want to specify on screen. I want it to be 0.25. 0.25. Okay, insertion point should be this point, like so. Okay, so we have this. Wow, the scale 0.25 is too small, so I'm going to increase the scaling. Let's make it greater than 1.5. 1.5. Still too small. I'll make it times 5 its current size. Scale. This time my base point, yeah, I just choose any random point. And then I'll make it times 5. So I think this is better. So I'm just going to delete this. We've achieved that. Now, if you look at this drawing, can you see this drawing? Can you see this drawing? If you can see this drawing, type "sing" using the chat box. Everybody has seen it. Okay, now we're going to make this drawing. And okay, you can see that we have a circle here, and we have an arc here. We also have something that looks like fillet. Okay, so we're going to try and recreate this. This will actually expose us to using some much more other tools in achieving precision drawing, some isometric drawing. So let's just start from the known, the one we've learned already. We've learned how to use lines. So now we're going to start with the lines. You can see this is of 20 units, and from here to the end point of this, and I think that end point comes down to this point here. That means the length of this line to this point where the arc started is about 38 units. And we have these lines of 30 units. This one of 15, same as this, 15. We have 10, same as this 10. We have 30, but this one is not up to 30 because, okay, we're just going to learn how to do it now. So let's start. Let's get started. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, now we're going to start from the known points. In this case, I'm going to start from this rectangle that is here of 20 by 15. So I'm just going to start with the left view. Always remember to check your plane. So now I'm working on the left plane. So I'm working on this side of the drawing. So I'm going to start somewhere and draw upward by 20 units. Enter, and come this way by 15 units, enter, down 20, and then C to close it. So we have it like so. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Are you with me? Are you with me? Do you understand? Okay, okay. So we will continue. I have to move this because I feel uncomfortable trying to pan here and there. To move it close to it, so you know, say right division, make it plain. I want to make the division plain now. Okay, yes, it's clear this way. So now we've achieved this part, which is this one right here. Just like an artist, we're going to go little by little and create another line. This time I want to achieve this line of unit 38, this line here. So I'm going to click on this end points like so, and I will need to switch to the top view because that line represents the top. That line represents the top. I'm going to switch to the top view using the F5. As you can see, we are currently at the top, and I'm inputting 38. Enter. Now there's a line that goes this way, and that line is a combination of all these joints. Let me show you. It's a combination of all these lines. There's a line that comes from this point down this way, and it's a combination of all these lines, 1, 2, and 3. So we have 15 plus 15, which is 30, 30 plus 30, which is 60. So we're going to draw that line of 60 units. Now let's get started. Are you with me? Do you still understand? Feel free to drop your questions using the chat box. So just do 60, enter, then come back by 38. No, please, no, please. Please, you have to mute your mic. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes. Okay, so we have that. And then I'll go this way, little by 15 units. Yes. 15 units. And then go back inside by 10 units. Then go this way by 30 units. I think there is something we did that is not too right. Let me do this again. I'll have to take this out. I was a little bit distracted. So now, line, pick these points, go in by 38 units, 38. Come this way by 15 plus 30, 45, 45 plus 15 would give us 60. Then out by 38. Then we go inwards Something's happening to my laptop. I don't understand it. Let's wait. Let's just stop here and continue from this other side. Still the top view. We're still using the top. Okay. Draw a line from this point inwards by what? By 10, as you can see, like so. We have 10. Enter. And we come this way by 30. Enter. We come out by 10. Enter. Then we come to this point by 15. Like so. Can you see this? Can you see this? If you can see this, please use the chat box. Type in. If you understand it, type understood. If you don't understand it, you can type did not understand or do not understand, any of them, according to seeing understood. Okay. So now the next part is I want to draw this face like so. And as you can see, that is the right face. So for us to get that point, I need to switch from the top view, the top plane rather, to the right plane. And we have it like so. So I'll just click here and draw down by 20 units. And then connect it to this point. So we've achieved that. We've achieved this part, we've achieved this part, we've achieved a little bit of the top. And now we need to achieve this side also. You can just copy this one like this, just copy these lines and then do the lazy man style. Just copy them, pick it from this point and then paste it here. And you have it like so. Or you can decide to draw it yourself. Of course, there are some people that would like to draw it themselves. And I'm not sure I'm part of those people actually. Because I want this class to finish at exactly the time I want it to finish. So, okay, now you can copy this one. Copy, take a point, like so, and drop it down here, like so. Or you can draw a line of 38 units as you wish. Now, the next thing to do is you need to draw this line, this straight line you're seeing here. Okay, you need to draw this straight line, but I will also copy it. Of course, I don't know if anybody likes the copy command in AutoCAD like I do. Copy it and drop it here. And generally, mostly in AutoCAD, you'll be using the copy command when you're working on real life project much often. Trust me, you'll be using the copy command much more than you're using any other command. See the copy command, see the move command, the trim command. You're going to be using this command regularly if you're working on, especially if you're doing mechanical and civil drawings. Now, as you can see, I want to draw a line that will connect up to this point like so, but it's restricting me. So what I need to do is I need to switch to the plane that corresponds perfectly. So, and that would be, can anybody guess? Use the chat box. Can anybody guess? I want to draw this line. Which plane am I to use? I want to draw this line. Anybody? No. It will work. The top will work, but that's not the top plane. Look at where I'm looking from. I'm looking from this side. According to your hand, we have your right hand and your left hand. Which hand corresponds with that? Thank you very much. That's the left. So this is the left view. So for you to draw it correctly, you need to use the left plane, like so. So now I select on this node. And then this way, I'll just draw up to this point and then trim off the unwanted part. Yes, it is correct that way. So now I'll just have to trim off the unwanted parts, like so. And we have that looking this way. Now, we've gotten all the parts we need to draw with lines. Now, our concern would be, how do we achieve the circles? Bearing in mind that we're drawing with isometric drawings. Because if I'm going to draw a real circle here, it will not work. It will still be giving me circle. Now, what I need to do is, I need to go over to our ellipse tool and select this other option, start end axis, because the start center does not have the option I want to use to draw this. So I need to go over to the start end axis. And as you can see, like so, it has the center and it has ISO circle. Did you see that? The ISO circle, if you saw that, please use the chat box. Say yes or sing, type sing. Wow, nobody saw it. I'll repeat it. Now, for me to draw a circle that will align perfectly to this my isometric drawing, I need to use something called ISO circle or ISO arc. How do I do that? I go to the ellipse tool and drop it down, and I won't select the center option. I'll go to the start end, sorry, the axis end option, and then select it. When I select the axis end option, you see an option here called ISO circle. Now you select on ISO circle. Then it's telling you to specify center of circle. Of course, the center of the circle will be the midpoint of this line, like so. And now it is asking me to specify the radius of this circle. And as you can see, I am drawing on the left plane, which is not correct. I was supposed to be drawing on the top plane. So now I'm going to switch to the top plane. As you can see, like so. Did you see the way I switched that? Okay. After switching to the top plane, I use my F5 function key to switch to the top plane actually. After switching to the top plane, I impute the radius, which is 15 units. And we have it like so. Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? We're moving faster. Okay. So now we continue. After that, we need this other one that is an arc. And you have several ways to do this. You can use the ISO circle, you can use elliptical arc. So in this case, let's use the ISO circle. Just go ahead, same option, the same process. Do this and select the center of the circle. And then, oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. I did not select ISO circle. The same option, start axis end. Select ISO circle. Go over here, select the center, which is the midpoint of that line, and then drag to the end. Or you can impute the radius as given there. I'll just drag to the end and drop it. So now you see we have it like so. Did you see that? We have it like so. Now all you need to do is copy this. First of all, before you copy that, there is something you need to do. You see this quadrant here? We need to draw a line that goes down. as you can see the line. So this line here, and you have to draw a line that will face the right plane. So you move around to that quadrant. You can't see the quadrant option. You come to the snap options and turn it on. You enable this quadrant option, or do a shift right click to temporarily activate that quadrant option. I achieve that with just the shift right click. Once your tool is on, just do shift, hold down shift key, and then right click. You have this option menu, and you select the quadrant. Now I'll have to click on the quadrant and draw a line down. Of course, I'm also still using the top plane. I need to switch to the right plane, like so. And then I move down by 20 units. 20. Then we have it like so. Right. Was that 20? Yes. Okay, so we have it like so. Now we have that line there. Now it's time to copy this circle. Just highlight it and copy it. Base point will be this quadrant or this end point. And copy it down to this other end point. Like so. So we have that. Now you need to do your housekeeping. Do you understand up to this point? Do you understand up to this point? Let me be sure my people are following up. Do you understand up to this point? Okay, Chisi Amadi does. Omorishola. Okay. We have more than this. Oluwatosin, do you have any challenges? Okay, I'll be waiting for your response while I do the housekeeping. Well, that's okay. So that is how you achieve isometric drawings using AutoCAD. As you can see, it's quite simple, but it demands you to actually think. So you're just going to trim off all the things you don't. Whoa, what did I just do? Okay, so we just have to trim off all we don't need. Like this part here, I don't need this. I don't think I'm just going to delete that actually. Because trimming it on this waste of time. Continue trimming. I'll trim off this part. I don't need this part. I don't need this part also. And I don't think I need this part. And these other parts is not needed. I will erase that one. I'll use the erase tool. Okay. So like so, I have to erase this part. And then this one. So now, that is it for your isometric drawings, how to achieve them. And now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is how to annotate them. Because yes, you've achieved these drawings. Now you want to make sure people understand that, okay, this is the right view, this is the front view, this is the left, this is the back, and all. So how do you annotate this? Of course, you won't use the normal pattern of annotation when it comes to dimensioning, when it comes to text, annotation, and all. So how do you do that? Let's say you want to dimension these lines. I'll click on my dimension, so linear dimension, in this case, linear. I'll select these endpoints and these endpoints. Oh, something is wrong. I think that should be angular, yeah? Let's see, aligned. Okay. Now I want to dimension this part. I want to also dimension some other parts aligned, like this part. And okay, let me use this two for the example. If you see they are not properly aligned to these lines, how do you do that? How do you make them aligned? I think you go to this area, and there is something called dim edit. Yes. Let's just watch. Oblique, yeah. There's something called dim edit. Dim edit helps you edit your dimension to fit in the space you want it to fit in. As you can see, this right here is talking about this oblique option will actually help you align your dimensions to both 60 and 30 degrees. Now let's use the oblique option. Go to dimension style, click on oblique. And then you select the object you want to dimension, in this case, this one, and enter. Now enter oblique angle. Since the line is already here, I don't need to enter the oblique angle. I just need to click on the line I want it to be aligned to, and then it will be aligned to that line. So that's an error. Okay, oblique. And this case, let's do -30, right? Okay, yes. As you can see, it is perfectly aligned to the line. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Should I repeat it? Of course, I will repeat that. So aligning to this line, there are several ways you can do that using the dimension edit, the edit dimension option. You can type it, dim edit, and then you choose any of these options. In this case, I want it to be oblique. Like I want this oblique option. And then I'll need to impute the angle. In this case, I will use 30 degrees. 30 degrees will go this other way. So yes. That is it. See, 30 degrees comes this way. That means I'm dimensioning it to show this part. But if you want to go the other way, same process, oblique. And you use -30 to give you this dimension. Do you understand? Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Okay, why for years? Okay, I'm monitoring that. I can see your hand up. Okay, repeat same thing, oblique, and this time we'll do this. Align it to this. Do you understand that? So you can use the line you want it to be aligned with. Undo, undo, undo. Okay, now I like this. I click on dimension edit, choose the oblique option. I want this to be aligned to this. I want it to be aligned to this line. So what do? I click this point and I click the end point also of this line, which is this. This thing always gives me this error. I don't know why. Okay, undo that. Undo, undo. Okay. Same thing. Oblique and align to this. Okay. So we have that for that alignment. Hope you're following me. And the second one, I need to align this one to be aligned with this line here, this one. So now I go the same option, oblique. And I select this line because I want it to stand as if it is standing straight, like so. Do you understand up to this point? Do you understand? Okay, okay, that's good. She's your mind, do you understand? Oluwatosin, do you understand? Because we're actually coming to the end of today's class. We're very, 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 very close to the end of today's class. Oluwatosin, are you on this call? Okay, let's get to the next point, talking about how to apply text to drawings. There are ways to do that, and the easiest way is to use the multi-line text. Yes, we have two types of text in AutoCAD. We have a single line and a multi-line. Yes. So now let's talk about the single line. That's a very long process, but let's talk about it. Select the single line text, and of course you have to select your start points. Turn off your snap. Select the start point first of all, and specify height of text. I want it to be like so. I want the height to be like so, and then angle of rotation. I don't want it to be rotated in this case. So I just enter 0. Now I type in my text. Let's say right view. Okay, double click to go off. Now you see your text this way. Now you want it to align to this part. There are several ways to do that. Go to the properties of that text and check the oblique angle of that. This is it right here. As you can see, it's not oblique in any way. So I'm going to change this to 30. Minus 30 will work. Yes. Now, rotation angle 30. Wow, my oblique, I did 330, which is not right. It's supposed to be 30. Yes, like so. So now, did you see this? Did you see how I achieved that? So I can adjust it or reduce the font size. So say, right. Or just scale it. I hate banana. You should just scale it. So half of bit size, which is 0.5. Base point, of course, this point right here, 0.5. And there we have it. move it, adjust it to where I want it to be, and we have it like so. Do you understand? Do you understand this? How I achieve this with the single line text? Okay, choose the understand. Omorishola. No, Omorishola. Oluwatosin. I'm waiting on you. I need everybody to go along with. Did you understand what I just did? Okay, I'll have to repeat that. All right, okay. I said for this single line text, I said we have two ways of writing text in AutoCAD. But now you're doing this isometric drawings and you want these drawings to be aligned. If I want to type using the single line text, yeah, height of text this way, rotation angle 0, 0. Let's say type Omorishola. Well, you see the way the text is, it won't fit here. It needs to be properly arranged in a way that, okay, it will fit in this space here perfectly. How do we do that? After writing the text, you need to go over to the properties and then edit some factors. You have to edit some of these properties. And one of them is, you need to edit the obliquing, which obviously is how oblique text appears. And you make this 30. Next thing is the rotation angle. Make this 30 also. And then you have something that looks like this. So you can then move it like so. And if you're still not satisfied, you can go over and change the text height to, let's say, 5. And it will look like so. Then you adjust it to what you want and keep it. Do you understand now? Okay, now, oh, okay, what I say, you're here. Now you need to also do that for the top, and it's the same thing. Let's copy this. Let's say we had this here. And you want people to know that this is the top view. Of course, I'm going to change the name. It's no longer motion now. I want to call. Have my guy. Cheesy Amadi. So I'm just going to type cheesy. Cheesy on the beat. I remember that year when one of our musicians used to use someone named Cheesy as his producer. So now we're going to edit this. Come here, rotation angle minus 30. Instead of 30, minus 30 will give you the top view. Then obliquing. You can also do minus 30. Oh, minus 30 doesn't sit well. Minus 30 goes to the left for that. Let's just do 30. And then maybe, no, not this. Rotation is minus 30, which is 330. And then this one, obliquing is 30. Okay, so we're going to use this and keep it somewhere here. Cheesy, do you understand this? Okay, okay. Omorishola, do you understand this? God, no mention your name now, you know as house. She lost. Are you on this call? Okay, you have a question. Just wait a little. Can you write it down somewhere? And just write it down somewhere. You can type it to the chat box. Just write it down somewhere. I will attend to it now because I'm actually done. Yes, I'm actually done. I wanted to do some other thing. Just write it down. I will attend to it. Now, this is one way to write the text. Okay, if I change the ISF before the text, no, I did not. I did not change any view to the top for the text and dimensioning. You don't need to change views. For the text and dimensioning, you don't need to change views. All you need to do, well, I haven't really tried that. Let me see something. I haven't really tried that. Try to dimension these and then changing the view to the top to make it aligned. Okay, how do you know the exact rotation? I will respond to that first of all. Now look here, look where my cursor is. You know that the line going towards the right, the red line or the orange line going towards the right is at angle 30 degrees. And you know the one going towards your left is minus, if I switch to this view now, you see the line going towards the left, you know that that is another 30 degrees. And we both know which is positive 30 and negative 30. The one to your right, of course, is positive 30, and the one to your left is negative 30. So you know that if you want to achieve this one going to your left, you use negative 30. And you want to achieve the one going to your right, you use positive 30. Is that clear enough? Then for the obliquing also, you have to try what works. Yes. You know you want to oblique to a direction, and one of the direction needs to be 30, and the other one needs to be a minus 30. Do you understand? So if you're obliquing to the right, you know you're using 30 degrees. If you're obliquing to the left, you're using minus 30 degrees. Do you understand this? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Yes, I wanted to try something I've not tried before. By aligning it, first of all, let's say to the left before using the dimension. Let me see if that will work. If that will work, it saves a lot of time actually. So, by the way, commercial, that your question gave rise to this, and you, as you can see, it did not work. It still did the dimensioning the way it should be. So you have to come back by yourself and align it by going by using the oblique option. Oblique. I want it to oblique to this line. Yeah. So I'll need to be like this. I'll just align it like so. Okay. So that is it. So now I want to talk about the multi-line text. Now with the multi-line text, let's say we have drop this down, go to the multi-line text, and you want to do a multi-line text. Of course, you choose your first corner. In this case, I'll choose this as the first corner. Now, specify opposite corner. I'll draw like so, turning off snap option, orthogonal restriction is turned off. I'll move like so. Who's joining this call? I'm not sure I'm joining each other phone. Like so. Rotation angle, of course, I want it to be the front. So now, all these other things, I need to set them here. The formatting, I'll set the formatting. The first one right here is obliquing. So for the obliquing, I'll set it to 30 degrees. Of course, we all know. And this one is just the kerning and tracking. I'll leave that for now. And then I'll start typing. So in this case, I will have to type okay. So once I'm done and I'm okay with whatever I want here, of course, the text height should also be indicated. Let me use 2 in this case as a text height, or 2.5, and say close text editor. So we have it like so. Now we have this and it's been oblique. So we need to rotate it to fit this space. So go to the rotate or use the properties, come to rotation angle and change this to 30 degrees. Okay. And you can see like so. We have it. Oluwatosin is on this call. You see the way it's displayed, like it's in stairs. So you can see. Are you seeing this? You can see this, please use the chat box. So backspace off. We're good. Okay. So what also will be the label of our like so. Okay. So do you understand? Is there any question you would want me to attend to? Any concern whatsoever, please? This is your time now. Shoot your shot. Wow. No question. Should I ask a question? Okay, geez, I'm adding no question. Did you gain value today? That's nice. Write a straight answer from Cheesy, my man. Okay, this is funny. Really, really funny. Well, thank you very much. I would really appreciate it if you do your assignments like the task given to you. And of course, the new task will be up and it will be concerning what we just did. And I want you to follow it. In fact, this time, I'll be on your neck. Okay, thank you very much for attending today's session. We've come to the end of today's session. And at this point, I will